The night felt endless, dark, heavy, a whole village, waiting for a sun that never came. Fear spread like shadows. It crept through the cobblestone streets and seeped under the doors of every home. The air, once filled with the gentle sounds of a sleeping town, was now thick with an unnerving silence, broken only by the rustling of wind through barren trees. People huddled in their homes, peering through their windows into an abyss of black. They held their breath, listening for the familiar crow of the rooster that signaled the dawn. But only the oppressive stillness answered. People whispered, their voices trembling in the cold. What if the light never returns? A baker, whose hands were used to the warmth of his morning oven, now wrung them in despair. A farmer, whose life revolved around the sun's rhythm, stared at his empty fields, a hollow ache growing in his chest. Hope, once a sturdy flame, was flickering, threatening to be extinguished by the suffocating darkness. The night was no longer just an absence of light. It had become a monster, feeding on their collective dread. But then, a child with a tiny lantern. She was a small girl named Alara, with eyes that still held the memory of sunlight. While others saw only the impenetrable void, she saw an opportunity. Her hands, small and determined, struck a match. A single fragile flame sputtered to life, casting a gentle, dancing glow on her face. It was a tiny light, a mere pinprick against the overwhelming canvas of the night, but to her, it was everything. It was a defiance. One small flame, one small act. She pushed open her heavy wooden door, the cold night air rushing in to greet her. Clutching her lantern tightly, she took a first hesitant step and then another. Her small light carved a path through the blackness, a solitary beacon of courage. She walked from home to home, sharing her little light. Her first stop was the baker's house. She knocked softly. When the door creaked open, revealing a face etched with worry, she held up her lantern. "I have a light," she said, her voice clear and steady. "Can I light your candle?" From her tiny flame, a second flame was born. The baker's weary face softened, a flicker of warmth returning to his eyes. He watched her go, the new light in his window a silent thank you. Slowly, the village began to glow. Warm, bright, alive again. From the baker's house to the farmer's cottage, from the weaver's loom to the blacksmith's forge, the small girl walked. At each door, she shared her flame. One light became 2, then 4, then a dozen, then 100. Windows that were once dark, vacant eyes staring into nothingness now shone with a soft, welcoming radiance. The village, once consumed by a cold, heavy dread, was being reborn, one candle at a time. The shared light chased the shadows from the corners and brought people out of their homes, their faces illuminated not just by the candlelight, but by a renewed sense of connection. Before the sun rose, the people had already found their light. The first faint hint of gray appeared on the horizon, signaling the long-awaited dawn. The sun, as it always had, began its ascent, spilling its glorious golden rays across the land. But in the village, the sunrise was met not with desperate relief, but with a quiet, knowing smile. The darkness had been defeated hours ago. The streets and homes were already bathed in a gentle, brilliant glow, a testament to their own resilience, a light that they had created themselves. Remember this. You don't need a big spark to change the dark. Sometimes, one small light is enough to guide everyone.